afternoon, and I am the Angry Cook. I promised last month when I made pizza crust last that I was going to demonstrate the Biga yeast starter to you, and I thought today I'd start because I need more pizza dough, of course. So it's perfect time to do this. What do you need to start a Biga? You need a container. I'm using a tall container. Bread flour. 3/4 of a cup of room temperature water. Yes, room temperature. And a pinch of yeast. Yes, a pinch. My cup, my dry measure cup is over there, so it's wet. I'm not going to use that. We're going to start with, first of all, this is going to be multi-days. So this is going to be one video, but multi-days, because we're going to go through all the mixing again of the pizza dough, because there are some differences because of this. So we're going to start with 1 3/4 cup of bread yeast. I don't do the whole, tap it out and measure it and sift it and use a knife over it to get it all nice and level, because I don't think that's necessary for any of this. That's a cup. I just use kind of make a dip and use the bag to flatten it out. That's 1 3/4, 1 1/2 cups. Don't. And 1 3/4 cup of bread flour. It is almost summertime. It's nice today. It's in the 70s, but it has been warmer, so the air is off. So this is going to rise nicely. Now, we're going to use a pinch of yeast. That's it. No measurement required. 3/4 of a cup of room temperature water. This may seem a little bit like the no-knead bread that I do, and it's similar in makeup of that. But we're going to be doing making regular pizza dough, almost the same as what I made before, but not quite. Now we're just going to mix this up nicely, so it's all nice and happy. Is everybody happy? So the yeast is, or the flour is all hydrated nicely. I got some at the bottom here, and it's not hydrated nicely, not playing well with others. Very interesting thing that happens to this. I was amazed the first couple of times I did this. So now we're going to loosely cover this. We're not going to tightly cover it. You can use a rubber band and plastic or whatever you want. But we're not going to snap this on very tight, because it's not the right top anyway, so it really doesn't matter. Okay, so this is going to rest 18 to 24 hours. Then we're going to do the pizza dough. We'll see that tomorrow. And I'll show you some of the differences that I found in making pizza dough. I also did this with bagels, if you remember. Everything's better. It tastes better. It looks better. It's bigger. So it was a good improvement. So we'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. Later. Here we are, second day. The Biga was made on Friday at about 2 o'clock. It's now Saturday at 1:30. That's where we are. I didn't do too good a job mixing that together either, so try to be a little better diet. But if you remember, we started about here. We about doubled, and this is light and not really too sticky, but a little bit. But this contains everything you need to make pizza dough, bread, anything. There's 5 different ways to do this, and I've just deflated my Biga. Look at that. Okay, so we're going to modify our recipe a little bit for pizza crust. Got a text message from my daughter I had to answer right away. So where was I? We're going to modify our recipe a little bit. We've got a 1 3/4 cups of flour in here. We call for 5 cups plus 1, so we're going to add about 3.5 cups of flour to this, to our mixture. And we're going to modify and change things as we go, as we need to. So, 1. This is regular flour, not bread flour. 2, if you were making bread, you'd use bread flour. 3.5. We're not adding any yeast to this. This has got all the yeast we need now. Jesus. Just about empty here. Alright, 3.5 cups of yeast. 3.5 cups of flour. We'll see if we need to add more as we go along. Into our mixer. We're going to not put it in there yet. We're going to add our Biga. And whatever flour didn't dissolve, we're not going to worry about it. We're just going to stick it all in here. Came out quite clean, actually. Not bad at all. See? And we're going to add a cup of water. That's what my quick instructions were during my experimentation. Put our bread hook in. We're going to make it all right. We're going to mix this together until it all comes together, and then we're going to start the knead process. Now you're going to say, what the hell is he doing? This, like I said before, it's a 50-year-old mixer, and its spring isn't quite as young as it used to be and quite as good as it used to be. So, let's see why we don't have any power. That works. That works. Oh, Jesus. That worked. The mixer, just take a trash. I got a dead outlet. Let's see. I got a dead outlet. Okay, good. Good. This holds the bowl down. So we're going to do that till it comes together. A couple minutes maybe. And we're going to pull it towards me so I'm not leaning over the table. Stop it every once in a while, scrape down the sides. About a minute and a half in, I'm a little drier than I want to be, so I'm going to add a couple of tablespoons of water, I think. Let's do one at a time and see where we come. See what I mean? That's why that's there. Usually it stays on, but this is a really hard what if that's not the one I use regularly? This is a really stiff dough, so I use some reinforcement back there to, that's a little bit better, a little nicer. Add another tablespoon of water. Isn't that special? Whoa! Wrong button. Yeah, we're going to let it go. So, again, humidity, it's very humid down here right now. Temperature, all have to do with how this reacts. So everything changes every day and every time you do it. So, try to be a little flexible and think about what you're doing. We'll be back when we're done with the kneading in about 15 minutes. Didn't actually forget a tablespoon of sugar, tablespoon of salt, 2 tablespoons extra virgin olive oil in here too. The sugar went in with the mix. I caught it right after the first mix up and dumped it in, forgot to turn you on. So there'll be the whole recipe as usual, and they'll be included just to let you know. See you in a bit. Alright, 15 minutes, and that's the way it's moved. It's this thing really rock and rolls when it goes. Down, and here is your dough. Your dough ray meat, and it's silky, and it's gorgeous. It's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. Put the flour away too soon. This is just beautiful. This is a sight to behold. Okay, put a flour. Put our dough down, get rid of that, get rid of you, or at least get you out of the way. And we're going to make it into a round, and we're going to cut it 3 pieces, 4 pieces, beg your pardon. What a doof. Alright. I think this side's a little bit bigger than the other side. Let's see where we are. 278 grams, and we're not gonna nitpick here. 344, that is a bit bigger. That's what, 60? 382. Ooh. 256. So we're gonna kind of even these out a little bit. Let's see what we can do about that, huh? 329. 308, 340, 279, 291, 311, 318. How'd that happen? Oh, on this way. Woo! Okay. That's good. Let's see where we are here. 340. 332. 322. It's all close enough. And we're not looking for exacts. That's not the way I do things. You know that. So we're going to roll these into a ball. What you're doing is stretching the top out to make it into a nice compound ball. If you get it like in the center and just kind of roll around, it kind of does it for you. And we're going to put it olive oiled in containers in the fridge. We're going to let it ferment for 2 days, maybe 3. It really, 2 or 3 days, your choice. But I fermented 2 days, and then I took one out to make a pizza, and I let it in the fridge for another day, basically, before I used it. So it had a 3-day ferment, and it was good. This pizza dough is just awesome. This Biga makes all the difference in the world to your baking, to your bread. The bagels I made were hands-on, what, 50% bigger maybe than I'm used to? So it's worth the time and the effort. It really isn't that much different time. It's just thinking about something a day in advance and get it started. And you saw how quick the Biga is to make. I mean, there's really nothing to it. If you fold like this, and you've got something good to work with to start with. And then we're going to rub this all around so it doesn't get a skin on it. Bottom shelf of the fridge, 2-3 days, whatever. And then I freeze mine. Probably 3 or 6 months in the freezer, although mine lasts not that long. Maybe a month, maybe. Okay, cover it in the fridge, bottom shelf. We'll see you when it's time to put them in the freezer. Alright, we're at our end. We are at the VG. Three, 2, 1. Alright, we're at our... Damn it. Take 3. 3, 2, 1.